Hello, welcome back to Rambling About Wrestling, everyone. I am Sam, and today we are going to discuss the Tidal doubleheader, Pridal and Summer Tidal Wave. Preface before we begin: pro trans, pro pride, pro wrestling. If you're not about it, fuck off. Okay, we begin with our first half, Pridal. What I liked about this show is that you got to see a lot of people that I personally haven't seen before. So this was the first of many people uh, for me. First of all, being Eddie Jade, who took on Pele. It was weird seeing Pele play a heel because in Manchester he's really known as a face in uh, Future Shock. So seeing him play up the heel and say that everyone from Yorkshire stinks was kind of funny. And I really enjoyed it. He's very good at being a shouty man, if that makes any sense. Um, this was a decent back and forth clash. I liked how we're just pure wrestling with a little bit of comedy mixed in there. It was a great opening contest, and Eddie Jade picked up the win. So congrats to them. Um, so yeah, pretty solid showing from both of them. And then this match, I think, aside from the main event of Pridal, was definitely the standout match. We had Che Monet versus Mike Silvers, and Che Monet is just very charismatic. They were just really funny, and the fact that they just kept repeating their name, but it just got funnier each time they did it. And Mike Silver's playing the perfect, foil, being just fed up with Che Monet's antics, and then they just had a really solid match. Um, Again, first time seeing both of these, and they just had a really solid contest. So props to both men. Um, really great showing from both of them. We then go to our first appearance at the House of Cant, um, with Lucy Couture taking on Robin Rat. Now, I haven't seen either of these performers before, but from what I saw, this was also a really solid showing. Um, of course, it had the standard heel faction uses the numbers game against the babyface, as we love to see. Um, it it wouldn't be a cliche if it didn't work, and it was just really fun. With Lucy's back and forth with the audience. So, yeah, I solidly rate this match. I think it had a lot of character, which is what I can say for all of the Pridal half. The Pridal half of the night, there was a lot more character. I feel like nothing against the Summer Tidal Wave matches. It's just that the Pridal half, there was a lot more energy, I feel like, coming off the wrestlers. But sometimes, you need to take it slow. We're not gonna hold against it. It's just a personal preference. I like it, the high energy of everyone. I hope Robin Rat comes back because that was a really solid showing. I really want to see more Robin Rat. They're a really good performer. Then we had the Rich T Open Challenge, and Rich T was very charismatic here. I really enjoyed uh, seeing Rich T and what they had to offer. It was um, really good seeing them, and then seeing Jimmy Kuma, who answered the Open Challenge. Uh, it was really funny, like the context, because the context was Rich T didn't like how gay Pridal was and wanted to show that wrestling is straight. Well, we all know it isn't. Like, let's just put it out there. It's two people in very little clothing grappling for 10 minutes while people cheer for that. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, but Rich T submits Jimmy Kuma. It was rare to see a submission victory on this show. There was a lot. There were mainly pinfalls. I think it was the only submission victory on this show. So fair play for having a unique ending. We love submissions here. And then the main event, another appearance from the House of Kant, and it was Alexander Lockhart taking on Sammy Blue. Sammy Blue, I know a lot from the social mediums, uh, you know, um, and Sammy too was with them, which is always a nice thing to see. I do want to see more of Sammy Blue and Sammy too, because I really like this gimmick. I say gimmick. It's just fun to watch. Sammy Blue. They just have a very fun move set, very fun, way about them. They're just very fun. Is all I can say. And Alexander Lockhart played up the heel perfectly. They remind me of a panto villain in a way, where they would, they'd they'd antagonize the crowd a lot. So yeah, props to both of them, and props to the House of Kant members, Lucy Couture and Lily Winter outside, and Sammy too. All of them really got the crowd involved and really made this a great main event. I'm sorry, I can't say more. Normally, when I'm reviewing with someone, like they go through the moves, but with me, I prefer to look at the match as a whole. It's only like really specific spots that would stand out to me. Like the dive that Sammy Blue did to start the match. I thought that was really good. Um, I am trying to remember more things, but this sadly is a bit of a late review, so I might not fully remember everything as well as I should. So I apologize if it seems like I'm glossing over certain things, but it was a really good show. I had a really fun time, and it was nice to not have to travel an hour or two to watch a wrestling show. It's nice to see one a little bit closer to where you live. We move on into Summer Tidal Wave, and it began with the Mighty Wings taking on Yorkshire Tough. Now, there was a great running joke in this one, where one part of the Mighty Wings wasn't in the Titantron, and they made fun of that. And I think it was really fun that they poked fun at that thing. I don't know the full backstory of these two teams. I haven't seen Yorkshire Tough in a match, but I did see them attack someone at Atomic before. I think, did they attack FTM? I don't know. It was in October. I know I've seen Yorkshire Tough around somewhere. Mighty Wings, though, this is my first time seeing the Mighty Wings, and I was very impressed. I like the story of Yorkshire Tough being able to overwhelm one of the members of Mighty Wings, but the Mighty Wings, even when they're getting beaten and they're not like, fully cognizant of where everything is in the ring, still manage to find each other, still manage to tag each other in, and that connection is what ultimately picked them up the win, because they were able to keep tagging and stopping Yorkshire Tough from just pounding on the offense onto one person. And then after the match, Catch 22, I believe is the team name, attacked Mighty Wings and stole the belts. So we're getting a stolen belt angle. I believe they're called Catch 22. That might be the name of the promotion they're from. I know there is a promotion called Catch 22. I don't know. This is my first title show. If I haven't made that clear, I don't think I have made that clear. This is my first title show. So I was coming in blind to the running storylines. I was given a brief explanation by Brad's beforehand. But apart from that, I just knew nothing. um, Next, we had Denzel Mack taking on Sick Bubblegum. Sick Bubblegum were a really cool entrance, really giving Dude Love Mick Foley vibes. I really loved seeing it. And then Denzel Mack, and what a performer. Nothing on Sick Bubblegum, he was really good too. But Denzel Mack is just. He was incredible. For the time that they were given, perhaps because this was a bit of a short match, in all things considered, compared to the rest of the card. This and the next match were both short, but both of them really left an impression with the limited time they got. Denzel Mack picking up a dominant victory over Sick Bubblegum despite being the smaller man of the two. But what a performance, Denzel Mack. Came out of it really respecting him because he was just like zipping and dipping, you know? He was just all over, all gas, no brakes for the whole thing. And I really enjoyed it. We then had Xander Lowe taking on Owen Murdoch. Again, never seen these guys. Owen Murdoch, I really liked. He was really captivating. I think the match only went 3 minutes. I think this is the shortest match of the whole day. But we're really captivating. But I will say, it was weird, the ending. Like, I feel like it shouldn't have ended there because it felt like Xander Lowe didn't get as much offense as he should have gotten to justify why he won. Because Xander Lowe wins this one by pinfall. And it was just weird how it felt like he needed more offense in. If I had to explain why it felt weird when this outcome happened. Next, we had an Iron Man match, and this is match of the night for me, but it's for very personal reasons. Because it should have been Sean Only taking on Vusic and HT Drake. HT Drake sadly couldn't compete, so they needed a last minute replacement. So they got John. And in that crowd, only about 4 people knew who John were. Me, Bradders, Stevie, and Katie were like the only ones who knew who John was. But we cheered for John, so everyone joined in. Because you just hear the trumpet, he comes out, and then all match, it was all John, no breaks. Just supporting John. And it's really nice seeing how, in a short amount of time, John has really improved. Because he's, like, really, really, like, got this way of the way he carries himself. That just makes him so you want to root for him. It's just not even like, with his things like shaking everyone's hand before the start of the match. Just like when he gets hurt, you feel for him, and then you want him to get up and kick the other person's teeth in because of just how he reacts, like how he feels. Like you can feel he loves wrestling. He may not win most of the time, but he loves this, and you can feel it based on how he performs. Vusic, seen him a couple of times. He was coming in as the Iron open weight title holder. Because this was for a title. I don't know if I made that clear. And Vusic as well, from when I first saw him to now, has also really improved, I will say. He was like the base of the match. He really carried. I'm not saying that he, carried them to a good match. I'm saying more as he was the starting point. It's like if a plane took off without a runway. Like, the plane is really cool, and fair play to the pilots, but you do need a runway in order to take off. I don't know if this analogy is making sense, but basically Vusic grounded the match, and Vusic really played his part in making this match great. Then Sean Only, I've heard things about him, never seen him before, but he was very captivating during this match. I really liked how he, kept trying to get back in this and really just fought to the end of this. So yeah, I really like that from Sean Only. And this after 15 minutes, the standings were Sean Only 2, Vusic 1, John 0. All 3 of the points were because of someone either pinning or submitting John, unfortunately. So, yeah. Sean Only, your new Iron Openweight Champion. I believe that's the name of it. Sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, Tidal fans. We then had Natalie Sykes versus Lily Winter for the Tidal Women's Championship. I believe that's what they call it. I believe so. Sorry if I'm getting the names of the title championships mixed up. But this match, we've seen it before. We saw it earlier that month. We're at the Big Breakfast Feature Shock. Natalie Sykes took on Lily Winter. Natalie Sykes coming in as the champion. And this match, I'd say, was better than their Big Breakfast clash, but I feel like, that's what they were going for, considering this one was actually for a title. And they just went out there, delivered a great match. As always, Lily Winter and Natalie Sykes, both of them are just really great at delivering matches to workers that I feel like you can trust to just have a match, and they will put on a great match if you put them on your card. So fair play to both women, and Natalie Sykes is still your champion. She retains. So yeah, great match all around. We then had what I think was the surprise match of the night with Ian Skinner and Mo Akhtar. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that name wrong. I haven't seen much of Akhtar. I have heard about him. This is the first match of him that I watched, and he was very impressive. I really liked the strong style striking and the the aura. If I had to name a better word for it, he just had aura. And Ian Skinner, it was weird because Ian Skinner was a face, and this is the first time I've seen face Ian Skinner. And I just want to say big props to him because I was skeptical if he could pull it off, but he did. He did. He was a captivating face, and by the end of it, you wanted to see him win because he was just taking hit after hit after hit and would just keeping on getting up, keeping fighting. And eventually he does get the win. But yeah, it was just weird because his theme song played, and the theme song is very heel coded, talking about himself, bigging himself up. But it was nice seeing it for a change. And I wouldn't mind seeing it in other places in Skinner being a face. So yeah, I really liked this match, and fair play to both of them because I didn't think it would be as good as it was, but it was. It was a really good match. We then had Tom Farwell versus Dynamite Lee Dawson. This match had a little bit of interference from the Banger Bus, I believe that it's called, when Danny Proper attacks Dynamite Lee Dawson before the bell. And that, not gonna lie, when it happened, I was a bit disappointed because I was like, this match on paper seemed like it could be 5 stars. 5-star classic all the way. Because Tom Farwell's great, and Dynamite Lee Dawson's great. They're both just really great talents. So the fact that there was an attack before the bell, I was like, oh no, don't tell me that we're gonna get a really, really quick match that's gonna waste this. But no, Lee Dawson just starts fighting from underneath, and even with Proper getting involved, that just adds to it. They turn what could have been a dire situation into a really entertaining one. So fair play to all 3 men. That was a was really great, but eventually Farewell picks up the win. The numbers game too much for Lee Dawson, but it was just really good to see this, and I wouldn't mind seeing it again. Hopefully this time no interference because these two men are two. I think are two of the best in the Brit Rest scene. So they could put on a 5-star, 6-star classic anywhere, and you believe it because they're just amazing. Both men. I have said on many times my praise for Dynamite Lee Dawson and Tom Farewell. I was sadly a bit too late to see Tom Farewell in places like Catch. I think this is my first time seeing him. I don't think he's been in Atomic the two times that I've been there. But yeah, I really want to see more Tom Farewell because he is a great talent. Then we have our main event. Spike Trivet and Ace Matthews, two names who other people, Jack, Bradders, Bolt and John, they've all talked about, but I've never seen before. But I've heard about them through the grapevine. And this match I was looking forward to because I'd never seen either of them before. But apparently they're like living legends of Brit Rest. I don't know. They could be. I could be getting lied to, but this was a really great match, so I'm going to believe that that's the truth. Spike Trivet, Ace Matthews. I think the story going into this is that Ace Matthews was on a losing streak, and he needed this, like he needed to win, basically. Like this was his moment. It's now or it's going to be never. And Spike Trivet, I believe he's been champion for over 1,000 days. I might be wrong. I might be getting that mixed up. Might be only 100 days. I don't know. Again, I'm really sorry if I'm getting stuff wrong. Apologies, but yeah. I don't speak facts. I speak wrestling, and wrestling, this was a really good match because like they just went for each other the whole time. There was no like we're gonna stop for about a minute just to like catch our breaths. They were just like, I'm gonna hit you really hard, and I'm gonna hit you really hard again. The whole match. Spike Trivet, I I think that's the. He's a bird. He is a bird man. um, yeah, we're just really fun seeing this match despite not knowing the context. Like my view coming into this, not knowing the full context of these guys' careers, maybe they've had better matches than this, maybe had worse matches than this. I don't care. I just had really fun. Thumbs up, Ace Matthews. It was really fun every time that happened. But at the end of it, Spike Trivet did pick up the win, but gave his props to Ace Matthews. Both men putting on a really fun main event. That really shone. Shone. Shine. That. It did that. It did it. But then afterwards, Vusic comes out and is like, Spike Trivet, I want you. Don't know why he sounds like that. That's not his accent. I don't know what's going on with me today. But yeah, Vusic challenges Spike Trivet and he gives it to him. So the next title card, Spike Trivet versus Vusic, and that's going to be a fun one. I hope Vusic gets battered. So yeah, that was my review of the double header, Summer Tidal Wave and Pridal. I would give that a solid 8.5 overall. I really enjoyed seeing a lot of new wrestlers, seeing a bunch of wrestlers that I knew in a different light, and seeing people that I probably should have already checked out. And yeah, it was just a fun day for everyone involved. Props to the commentary, the hosts. I'm gonna kick myself for not remembering their name, but the MCs for both halves. They had two different ones. Props to both of them because they did amazing. Sorry for not writing down your names, but these notes are 2 weeks old, and I want to get this out because I think more people should check out Tidal. And I want to use this to say to everyone, go check out Tidal. It's really good. It was a really good show. And I hope I can go to the next one. So yeah, that's all from me. And remember, stay rambling.